We got one more state of play before the end of the year. On December 10th, 6 AM Pacific time, 9 AM Eastern time, so like in the afternoon for people in Europe, we can expect around the 20 minutes of new game reveals, release date announcements, new gameplay footage, PlayStation Worldwide Studio updates, so updates on first party games, on exclusives, and more. No news on the PlayStation 5, Sony confirms, not a real surprise, but I still think that this could be a really big show, because a ton of stuff has actually already leaked, and there are some other rumblings of things that we might see. So I want to collect everything and tell you everything that we can expect. What about the new Batman game, an Horizon Zero Dawn update, and more. A like on the video would of course be super appreciated, and let's go. Let's start with Ghost of Tsushima, that samurai open world RPG that Sucker Punch has been working on for a really long time now. Their last game was the launch window title for the PS4, Infamous Second Son, and now they want to do this way more ambitious title that was revealed in 2017 during Paris Games Week with this pretty cool teaser trailer, but really the gameplay at E3 2018 is what got me super hyped. I mean, we can both agree that the graphics are beautiful, right? And it looks like the combat requires some skill to master, and it's brutal as well, and it seems to have a big focus on storytelling with many cutscenes for this side mission that they showed in June 2018. But after that, they went dark and we haven't heard anything since, while the latest rumors suggest that this is a summer 2020 game. It was actually first planned for the first half of next year, but after The Last of Us Part 2 got pushed from February to May 29th, 2020, Sony decided to push this game as well. Still though, we are like 8 to 9 months away from the release, so any update would be appreciated. And it seems like we get one on December 10th. One big indication is the fact that Sony out of nowhere updated the playlist for this game on their official PlayStation YouTube channel. And they actually did the same for the State of Play playlist recently, and well, now we got a new State of Play. And all the other games that had their playlist updated recently actually had a new trailer added to that playlist. Meaning that someone is preparing something for Ghost of Tsushima that we very likely get to see during the State of Play. I really can't wait. Like, you easily forget about this game when you think of the insane 2020 lineup, but yeah, this title will very likely be a part of that too. It's really wild. Another game that is set to launch in 2020 is the Resident Evil 3 remake. YouTuber Spawnwave started this rumor and Eurogamer reported the same, and then the official art got leaked on the PlayStation Store that looks very real. So when this all happened, we immediately thought that this would be one of the big announcements at the Game Awards, but Jeff Keighley, the producer of that show, already confirmed that this will not be the case. Meaning that it has to show up somewhere else, right? So yes, it really must be at this State of Play, because there's no other big events left where Capcom would want to announce this game, and the leak of course appeared on the PlayStation Store, so we can kind of connect the dots. I'm really curious what the release date for this game will be, because I think it has to be after March 2020, because Capcom already said in their financials that they did not have a new game in early 2020. Like Beyond Monster Hunter Iceborne for the PC. So maybe it's a spring title. I think we will know on December 10th. Okay, we got to talk about the new Batman game, of course. The Warner Montreal game, rumored to be called Arkham Legacy, about the Court of Owls. I think at this point you know what I'm talking about, right? It seems like the perfect game that you want to release on the current gen platforms before you talk about Rocksteady's new project that will likely be one of the biggest games at next year's E3. Like, you don't want two DC games cannibalizing each other, right? Because I think we can both agree that Rocksteady will likely stay in that universe that they really mastered with the Arkham series. So what I think this means is that you want to reveal and also release this new Batman game from Warner Montreal as soon as possible. And the Game Awards really seem to be the right spot. I already made a video on this, and we now know that the Game Awards will have around the 10 new games and projects. as Jeff notes in a recent AMA. But in his quote, he also talks about the fact that there's a lot of really bad information out there about what you think is at the show. And let's be honest, a Batman reveal is a pretty common rumor, like a lot of people are expecting that. We also have YouTuber Kobe, who shared that he heard that it will happen from a, in his words, reliable source. But yeah, that kind of goes against what Jeff Keighley is saying. He also says that none of the games that he will be revealing at the Game Awards have leaked yet. And sure, we don't know any specific details on this new Batman game, but it kinda has leaked, like we know that it's coming at some point. What I'm trying to say here is that while it looks less likely that we get Batman at the Game Awards, it could of course show up at this State of Play. I'm still unsure though. Resident Evil 3 and Ghost of Tsushima seem like safe bets, but we've been burned many times regarding Batman, so I just don't think that we should get our hopes up for Batman during either the State of Play or the Game Awards. I know I've predicted this, but Jeff Keighley's words are kinda working against it. I would still say though that if I had to bet, I say that the game will be there. But just don't take my word for it, it's really just speculation. Let's move on to another safe bet, and that is that Dreams from Media Molecule will show up. It has been in early access for some time now. Around 100,000 people have been playing and making levels, according to the developers. But we have no word on an official release date yet. But we do have a very big indication because a UK shop leaked the February 14th release date with the box art for the game, and then they removed the tweet. In the State of Play article, Sony notes that we can expect release date announcements, and I totally think that this Dreams February 14th release date announcement is one of them. Another big rumor that has been going around this week, and I first wanted to make a maybe separate video about this or include it in another video, but it actually works really well in this context. It's namely the potential announcement of Horizon Zero Dawn coming to PC. And this has been reported on by a big Russian YouTuber who, before the announcement, said that Death Stranding would be coming to the PC, and that of course now happened. Although it was already kind of confirmed by Kojima way back in 2015 when he started working with Sony. So it was kind of an open door, like a lot of people expected this. Either way, what he notes regarding Horizon Zero Dawn is that the game will be available on PC in February and that the announcement will be soon. And yeah, this was before the State of Play was announced, so it could totally be one of the announcements that Sony will do during this State of Play. The Russian guy seems to be pretty sure about his own rumor, and I think it would be a great tactic for Sony to let PC players that would otherwise never play or pay for this game experience it and have them then be interested in the Horizon sequel that will launch on the PlayStation 5. And that potential February launch window is also very noteworthy because that could totally be when Sony will unveil the PlayStation 5 and very likely Horizon Zero Dawn 2 as well. If you then release the original on the PC around that time, then people will start playing it, see the trailer for the next game and be like, man, I gotta get a PlayStation 5. Because of course, releasing the original Horizon that came out in 2017 doesn't mean that they will then also release the sequel for PC. No, that will be a PS5 exclusive title, I would imagine. Microsoft recently showed how smart it is to launch your IP on the PC as well with the Halo Master Chief Collection that turned out to be a huge success. I mean, why not do that for Horizon Zero Dawn as well? And also, they're already making sure that the Decima engine from Guerrilla Games works on the PC for Death Stranding. So then porting Horizon to the PC should not be an issue as well. Like, I don't see why this is a bad thing. More people playing this game and being interested in a sequel is just a really healthy thing for the franchise. But yeah, it's hard to put money on it. Like, I would not go that far, but if they will announce it, then I think this State of Play makes a ton of sense. I think Square Enix will show one of their games, maybe Final Fantasy VII Remake again, that we also saw in a previous State of Play, or maybe we finally get a look at the PlayStation exclusive content for Marvel's Avengers, or will they show the Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC that should still get a trailer before the end of the year, and that could really be at this State of Play or the Game Awards. That of course happens 2 days later. I still think that Activision will do a new Spyro or Crash Bandicoot game. Those have been rumored and they like to release those titles in the summer. So might be that we get an announcement during the State of Play, although maybe it's a little bit too soon or they want to have them as launch titles. It's of course nice to have a family-friendly launch title too. Of course, there will be some VR stuff. Maybe we get an update on Iron Man VR that was actually revealed during a State of Play. And that will be launching in February 2020. I can also see them spend some time on the 2 Yakuza games that are coming out early next year. And maybe Neo 2 that had a demo recently, but no real big push during a State of Play. So that's totally something that I can see happen. But yeah, Ghost of Tsushima and Resident Evil 3 are already enough reasons to be tuning into the show. If both will namely show up, then this will be the biggest State of Play yet. I will be reacting to it live right here on the channel. I will start the countdown the day before, so we can watch it together and you know when it's live. And I will also make a video about the big announcements after the show has ended, just like I will do for the Game Awards that happen a few days later. So should be a fun final week before the real craziness starts in 2020. Subscribe of course for all your PlayStation news. A like on this video would of course be super appreciated. And I actually have a big video on the recent Spider-Man rumor going up. But if you are a member of the channel, if you support me in that way, then you can already watch it today. Like, it's almost done. I will share a community post very soon. It's just another way to support me. It's totally not necessary. But if you do that, then you will have 2 days early access to my Sunday videos. And they are big, they are well researched, like my previous Sunday video, for example, about the Game Awards predictions. You can watch that one by clicking on the screen. And for now, I will speak to you next time. Let me of course know your predictions of the State of Play in the comments down below. Goodbye!